Before you book a shortlet apartment this December, watch this video. These are the exact things I look out for when I inspect apartments for my clients, and also the questions to always ask. My name is Justin Nadi. I am a realtor in Port Harcourt specialized in verified shortlets and passive income properties. Now, when it comes to booking an apartment, there are things you just don't have to negotiate. There are non-negotiables that if you don't find them in the apartment or the area where these apartments are located, then it just has to be a no-no. And if you don't check out these things before you book an apartment, you can end up being in a place that you actually feel frustrated being, and also in areas that you just wouldn't like. And let's not even talk about an apartment that gives you nothing but inconvenience. So in order to avoid these things, these are the major things you have to check out for before booking an apartment in Port Harcourt, and also the major questions to ask for any apartment you want to book. One is security. When it comes to security, security is a non-negotiable. And when we are looking at security, we are looking at both the security of the area as a whole, the security of the estate if the apartment is located inside an estate, then the additional security of the apartment in particular. Now, these are the things you need to look out for, because when you are coming into an apartment or you're coming into Port Harcourt, especially this December, you're going to be going for parties, events, late nights, and all that. So you need to stay in areas that if you are even coming back by 2 a.m., you don't have to fear about anything or insecurities or anything otherwise. Does the estate have 247 security? Are there CCTV cameras? Are there checkpoints in and around the area? And also, when it comes to the apartment, how is the guest access controlled? Because if anybody can go in and out of the apartment, then it's a no-no. Now, the second thing you want to check is the power supply. Nothing can spoil your stay in Port Harcourt like no light or low power supply. In fact, that is very, very frustrating. Now, you need to check first of all the frequency of light in the area where the apartment is located. That is why we always recommend apartments in GRA, Peter Daily, and environment, Transamadi, because these are the areas that normally there is constant light in that area. Then when you come to the apartment, you also want to know if in case there is a power outage, what is the substitute? Is it inverter? Is it generator? How does it come up? Is it full capacity? Does it carry everything? And also, if it's generator, is there any fuel policy? You want to know these things so that you don't ever go and book an apartment that will give you inconvenience when it comes to lights. Now, the third thing to check is the water supply. The bathrooms, the tap, the showers, are they working well? The heaters, are they working well? And also, what is the pumping schedule for water in the apartment? These are the questions we always ask, because we don't want a situation where there is a guest in the apartment and then there is no water running in the apartment. The fourth thing to check is the cleanliness and the maintenance. We always ask questions about cleaning schedules, how often are cleaning done, especially when the guest is in the apartment, and also how often are the beddings changed, especially when the guest is in the apartment. We personally check for odor, mold, and stain when we go to inspect this apartment for our guests. These are the things that we check before recommending anything, and also these are the questions you have to ask before even booking an apartment if you are booking on your own. The fifth thing to check is the amenities. Are the AC working? What is the Wi-Fi speed? You don't want to be in a place that doesn't have network, especially if you're coming to Port Harcourt from abroad. You're already used to high network. You want to have that constant. For people that are coming in for business, is there any place they can stay and work comfortably? And also, in case the guest wants to continuously cook for themselves, are the kitchen optimally functional? Also, for people that don't like to cook like me, is there any in-house chef or chef in demand to come cook for guests when they are in the apartment? The next thing to also check out for is the safety policy, because there are things that they just happen unawares. In case you're in an apartment and something spoils, is there anybody on ground to always handle repair? Then for the booking, we always ask the questions about booking. How do they avoid double booking? Because these are the major problems that people face, especially when it comes to shorter apartments, people being double booked. How do they avoid double booking in that apartment so that it doesn't happen and keep you stranded when you enter the city. The last thing you want when you enter a city like Port Harcourt is to be frustrated and stranded about where to stay, especially if you have booked beforehand, if you have made these reservations beforehand. You don't want to come into the state and you're already frustrated because the apartment is not to your taste, it's not what you want, and all of those kind of things. That is why we always take it very seriously to personally inspect this apartment and ask the right questions before recommending it for our clients. We want you to come to Port Harcourt, enjoy the city, and also want to return again. Port Harcourt is fun and you don't want to be inconvenienced when you come to a city like Port Harcourt. Now, if you are visiting Port Harcourt this December or anytime soon and you need a safe, clean, secure, and beautiful apartment that you can stay in without stress, without inconveniences, in areas like GRA, Peter Delhi, and the environment, I have curated a list of the best options of apartments in these areas. If you want me to send that to you, just send me a message on WhatsApp using the link on the description. I will send it across to you. Welcome to Port Harcourt in advance. I will see you.